So hello, my name's Rob, this is Cattle Rabbit Scale Model Studios, and today I'm with my friend Gemma, and we're going to be taking some pictures of some grey knights. Let's see how we got on. So a little while ago, JoyToy kindly sent me these fantastic grey knights figures. I'll link the unboxing video in one of the corners now. I wanted to take some really good pictures of these models because they really do just deserve to be shown off. So I enlisted the help of my friend Gemma, who is a full-time photographer. I'll leave her links down below. She does weddings, product placements, all that type of jazz. Such a talented, lovely individual, and I can't thank her enough for helping me in this video. I am just going to play the footage of everything I caught. There's going to be some tips and tricks on what you could probably apply to your miniatures, but I really wanted to concoct my own version of a Deathworld. So on a bit of a budget, I did go out there and I think we pulled it off quite well. Lots of fun. I did have my animals helping me, which will obviously be showing up through the video, and there are the images that was taken, the professional pictures, all at the end. So do you know what, if you're not interested in all the chaff, just skip to the end, because the pictures that Gemma has produced for me, absolutely stunning and just really worth it. I'll post them over on Instagram as well, but yeah, let's just get to it. It was so much fun, and I've been really wanting to do this one for a while. So the first thing we need is materials. Here I've got some bricks, some paving slabs, some pot and grit, a few odd plants, and some plastic ferns I bought from a discount store. Then I looked at what I could actually use from my own terrain collection, things like the Zone Mortalis tiles, just anything that kind of looks a bit chunky, pipe sections and things like that. And then while my little helper does no helping, we set about making a kind of, I guess, a slice of a Deathworld, if you will. So what we've done here is we've kept it quite low to the ground, and we've arranged it so we can actually block out a lot of the light coming into the background. Obviously if it was higher up, it would be harder for us to do it because I'd need to raise like a curtain up or something, and I just don't have that. So all we did was we kind of just put it against a bit of an angle, and we just kind of appropriately kept checking our view and where we were with the camera. You know, did we need things in the foreground? Is any light getting through? And this is where we end up. Little bits of moss. I've got an old pond out the back, which I was able to take a load of moss from around the patio where it rained. It's been quite wet here in the UK and cold. I've got loads of moss, just weeds and things like that, that I was able to kind of pull up and just dress. And I'm really happy with how this all turned out. So at the moment in the UK, the light is very dappled as everything's nice and overcast, which is great for taking pictures. And once again, while my helper did absolutely nothing, apart from look really cute, I could set up the camera and we could start to kind of look at where we were going to take things. Now, the first thing we did was take a load of test shots. The reason why we did this is to make sure that we had a clear view of what we wanted to do and that everything was where it needed to be. We did later find out that we needed to block some of the back with a bit of a deck chair laying on its side. That's to block out some of the light because we were just getting a little bit of a glare. That's part and parcel of kind of taking pictures outside, and this is why I'm thankful I had Gemma on hand. No thanks to myself when I was constantly I guess, making noises like this. Oh shit. Oh, his little demon head. Oh no. Professional all the way through, every last minute. Like I said, this was great fun to kind of do, and having someone there to work with and help me was fantastic. So once we were happy with the position of our model between the background and the, I guess, the front of the step is where we kind of took it. We were able to then kind of really toy around with where we wanted to place these models and what poses and things like that. You can kind of see here, I've now blocked off the light coming through at the back, and it's given us a much clearer kind of ways to work. Now, the next thing we had to do was we wanted to add a little bit of atmosphere. Now, I don't own a smoke machine, and unfortunately my friend forgot hers, so we had to resort to my watermelon vape. I will say this, I don't normally vape or things like that, but for this instance, this is what we kind of came up with. Now, the first attempt, the wind was going the wrong way, so I had to move directions. So I've come round to the other side, and then what we're going to do is we're kind of communicating with each other quite well. I'm blowing the smoke, as you can quite clearly see. Here it's a bit too high, but that's why we do test shots. And I think if you're going to start adding things like effects like smoke, do test shots. It's like dry fitting a model. You're effectively dry fitting your pictures. As you can see here, we've got a lot better. I knew where I wanted to blow the smoke, it needed to be down a little bit more, and we were able to take some really, really good pictures. And then once we knew that they worked in this position, we could move the model back, and then I would know where I would need to blow smoke in that regard. And it was just a question of kind of communicating each other, working together, and a little bit of trial and error. This is the first time Gemma's ever had to do anything like this. I say anything like this, she's done product stuff before, but I guess please come and take pictures of my action figures. So here you can see that I've actually set up some incense sticks and hidden them in one of the ferns, and we've actually positioned the models back a few times. I got a spray bottle to kind of mist the rocks to kind of add a bit of contrast. Because the stones were darker, the smoke showed up a lot better. Once again, trial and error, it's just something we had to keep doing, and we just worked our way through all of the models until we were absolutely happy with the results. The first one seemed really, really slow. Once we got going, it was a lot of fun, and in actual fact we had a good laugh doing it. So here you can see we've got the group shot, and those are some superb smoke blowing skills by me there. And then we were able to kind of just take a few, reposition a few, and what Gemma then decided to do was take the images away for me, edit them, and then just take it from there. But that was really the whole process. It was trial and error. It was working out what worked best. One thing I always really, really like is making a model feel like it's part of a cohesive universe. And I think doing a kind of jungle Deathworld was a really, really great way of kind of bringing these Grey Knights to life. Sometimes it looks a bit weird when they're doing action poses, but they're just on their own. It's kind of like me doing Kung Fu in my bedroom. It seems just a bit weird when you really think about it. But as a squad and the way we kind of set them all up, I really think it works well. And it just all really, really came together. And it was brilliant. So here you can see, you know, everything's kind of looking quite nice, and the position was, a lot of it was quite integral to where we ended up with things, because obviously knowing what was in focus and what was not. That's not my cat. But once again, just a lot of trial and error. And that's really it. If I haven't explained myself so well, I do apologise. Do leave any comments or questions below, and I'll do my best to answer them. But now I'm going to leave you with the shots. So that's it for me in this one. I'd just like to say a massive thank you again to my friend Gemma for really helping me out with this one. JoyToy, for sending me these absolutely stunning figures. If you did want to get your hands on any of these, then I'll leave links in the description. If you do buy through my links, it does help support me a little bit at no extra cost to you. And any other additional details I'll just put in the box below. But that's it from me in this one. This was so much fun. I've really had a good time with this one. I'll see you all in the next one. God bless and take care.